And welcome back. We're moving into our third conversation for this morning. We're joined by members from the National Olympic Committee. We have our General Secretary with us, Mr. Alan Sharp, and our Vice President, Mr. Giovanni Alamia. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Gentlemen.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Olympic Day. Olympic Day is coming up. When everyone hears about Olympic Day, the first thing they think about is the Olympic Games and sports, but it's more than just sports. So tell us about what Olympic Day is, Mr. Sharp, and what it commemorates.
Okay, so the Olympic movement is more than just the Olympic Games. As you mentioned, everybody thinks about Olympic Games. They think of an event that only occurs every 4 years. But the Olympic movement involves a lot more. It involves movement for peace, movement for having just about the old, the young, everybody be active, move, learn. And so there's actually a part of the Olympic movement that is specific to trying to get everybody to be a part of sport, to use it for other things like peace and solidarity and inclusion. That's a major part of the Olympic movement. So the Olympic Day, which actually started in 1948 and then grew, and in 1978 had the run and so forth, and now here we are many decades later, is trying to continue that. And in Belize it's now growing, you know. In 2019 we started this new way of doing it, then came COVID, but now here we are again, and we're trying to get everybody that we can, like I mentioned, from the very young to the very old, to be a part of this movement. And it's about trying to bring a message across, and the message is, of course, sportsmanship, peace this year, right, Giovanni? Right. Peace is the main message this year. So that's what the Olympic movement is about.
Okay. Yeah. So talk to us about Olympic Day 2022 in Belize, and where is it going to be held and what we can expect.
So like Alan mentioned, the first time we did it as a group, bringing all the national federations, was in 2019. Prior to that, we used to do just a run on Alberta and Regent Street. So this year we're doing it as Civic, on the grounds outside. Again, we're inviting all the national federations, bring some of the national athletes, and we'll have exhibition. You know, besides exhibition of the athletes participating, we want the general public to get involved. You know, where, you know, you have little kids that used to, when you're growing up, you grab a piece of stick and you sword fight. Now you'll actually have the little sword you could see and practice with.
Fencing.
You know, you have table tennis.
Right, you have fencing there.
Right? Fencing. So the idea is to expose people to all the national federations. And then they're able to say, well, you know what, I want to do this. I always see this on TV. I want to try it. How can I get to a practice? Where do you practice? How often? You know, what do I need to do? You know, and that's our idea in this, to get kids involved. Get not only kids, you know, everyone of all ages. You know, you don't have to be 15 years old to be able to sail a boat.
Right.
You know, so it's all of that. And again, it's bringing all the national federations together and giving that exposure to them and to the public.
And as Gio mentioned, I mean, we cannot overemphasize this. We have 19 national federations.
Wow.
We have some new ones. Weightlifting. I mean, how many times have people seen weightlifting? Fencing is one that really was a hit last time, as Giovanni mentioned, the sword fighting. Everybody loves that. But there'll be sailing. I mean, obviously we cannot sail at the Civic Center, you know, but there'll be a boat there. You can see how it is. You can make contact, because some of these sports people are not very familiar with because they're not located in Belize City. I'm talking about the Belize City folks. And so it's, you know, it's an opportunity to make contact for something that you might like. You might be a person that you like activity, but you've never found a sport that you like. Well, this is an opportunity. And again, the overriding message, the overarching message is that sport can change the world. Very important. Right. Nelson Mandela, right? Sport can change the world, and we want to have all the sports together in solidarity to have like a movement.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned earlier about the theme for this year being about peace. Speak to us about how we could see sports as being that driving tool to generate that sense of peace within our community, especially with what's ongoing within our communities across the country?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because at the Olympic level, they keep stating over and over again that there's nothing like sport to bridge peoples. There's nothing that has ever been around that can do it. And we hope that the powers that be realize what sport can do. I mean, you have at the political level, you might have the USA and Cuba who are opposing, but yet when they play whatever sport together, they're happy together. They go and drink beer together, you know, when the match is finished. And you have many opposing countries who on the political level are enemies, so to speak, but in sport they come together. Sport also brings to the forefront things like racism, things like the different types of issues we have at the social level. And by having competition, by having, not competition necessarily for gold medal at the Olympics, but just to have an event, people come together and find a common ground, and the movement, just having fun together, which is what the Olympic Day run is about, because it's a fun run, it's not a competition. And these things bring people together, and that's what we want to show, that whether you're in a gang, whether you're, however you might feel that you are different or divided, male, female, whatever, gender, sport brings you all together. You're playing one thing with one objective for one thing that you share, that you love together.
So I was looking at the schedule, and it looks like it's an afternoon event from 1 to 5. How are you going to jam pack all of those federations into just those 4 to 5 hours?
It's not, it's more like an expo.
Okay.
You know, just think of it like an expo, right? So we'll have 10 set up where you might say, okay, well, I want to go see what Football Federation is doing, or what table association is doing. You know, spend a couple minutes there, maybe grab the paddle, hit the ball a couple times. All right, well, I tried that, and go to the next one. You know, again, the main thing is just getting exposure. So we start at 1, at 3:30, we'll do the run. And the run will be various distances for the different age groups. And it's a fun run, right? As Lan said, yes, it'll be competition, but you know,
It's mostly for fun.
yeah, it's get off the couch. I believe maybe 20 years ago, the US had this saying, get off the couch and move. Right? So that's all it's about for us, is getting the exposure for everyone here.
And let me point out, so there are 5 categories, and as Giovanni mentioned, different distances for different age group. It's a fun run, but once the run starts, some people get competitive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Brighton,
Like
he came in second last time in the Open.
I know how Brighton looks when he loses. But okay, so how can I sign up to be a part of? Can I just come and join without any kind of registration?
It's open to the public. The only registration we will have is for the run itself.
And that's free.
There's no registration fee. And what we'll do, we're doing a registration for that, because at the end you'll get a certificate, a participation certificate. We will be giving out T-shirts to participants.
Free.
Free T-shirts.
Again, right? So again, it's just to motivate people to come out. You know, you go out to Marion Jones, and you know, sometimes you'll see our shirts, our Olympic Day shirts from 2016. Right, so people are still wearing it. They're proudly wearing them. You know, so that's the whole thing about us. You know, getting exposure, giving that exposure to everyone.
Tell us a bit about how the Olympic Committee is continuing its mandate to ensure that the theme of peace is implemented throughout the federations throughout the year.
Well, you know, the Olympic movement has a program called Olympic Solidarity, which has about 18 different programs. And Belize is now starting to take advantage of just about all those programs. And one of them is in particular to deal with things that have to do with the Olympic movement. So it has to do with like visiting schools, get some of the top athletes to go and meet with children at schools, giving the message of the Olympic movement. Peace, sportsmanship, solidarity, inclusion, and so forth, and have these different programs. So the Olympic Committee now will tap into those funds. There's these programs that they have that we can now move into schools, and also very important is to partner with other organizations, UNICEF, different of the departments that we have from government that we can partner with to get the message out, to use some. I think whenever we do a lot of things in each person doing their own thing, that's good. But imagine if some of the departments and the Olympic Committee, some other organizations get together with one message, with one funding. You can do, I think, a lot more, and it's more aimed.
Right.
Having a message that you can get out there rather than a lot of little individual messages. So that's how we plan to move that ahead. There's the Olympic movement has a thing called the Olympic Sport Academy, but that Olympic Academy, at least when I started, I thought it was a high performance, but it's not. It has nothing to do with performance. It has to do with, and again, it's one of the programs where you try to teach or give an opportunity to kids in particular, an opportunity to experience something other than sport, to show them there are things in life other than the hardships that they're seeing. And you can have these events. It can be something simple like you put them in the Princess Hotel for a week to teach them how to use a knife and fork and spoon properly, and which fork to use, and which, it could be that, it could be games, it could be anything. And this is all what you're trying to do. And of course you would try to get kids from different parts of the city so that they understand that you can work together. We don't need to we don't need to focus on our differences. We need to focus on what we have the same.
Well, we're quickly running out of time, but just for refreshing my memory and the audience memory, Olympic Day 2022, when is it and what time does it start?
It won't be this, it was supposed to be this Sunday.
Okay.
Right? Because of this weather coming in, we postponed it till the following Sunday. We start at 1, the run starts at 3:30, and we conclude at 5.
Okay.
And I know that you will be there.
Brighton, are we going?
Yes, I'm definitely
Okay.
going to be there. It's part of my duty as an athlete.
Thank you,
Well,
Brighton.
even if you're not an athlete and you just want to go scream and holler at your favorite player, you can also be a part of just the cheerleading committee, right?
Yeah.
So not June 15th, but the
26th.
the 26th.
It'll
Not
be the
June 19th, but the
26th,
26th.
yes.
All right.
And we are asking national federations to bring out a number of their top athletes, because kids don't want to come see me or Giovanni.
Yeah.
They want to come see their heroes.
They want to see Brighton.
So yeah, so we do want that, and that's a culture we need to start in Belize.
I agree.
Yeah.
That to use that power, because it's about sport can change the world. So we need, and we need for sports to change Belize.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember. Sorry, I remember some years ago when they had the volleyball tournament at SCA, and I told my daughter, "Bring your ball so we can have the athletes sign it." And then Brighton was one of the first people that signed it. And then when other kids saw him signing it, then they came behind my daughter and then they asking for autograph. So I mean, it's exposure again. We want people to understand. Just because you're on TV. It doesn't mean you're not approachable. We want
Right.
people to understand that these athletes are approachable, and you can reach that level.
Right.
Perfect. So then Brighton will be there signing volleyballs on June 26th.
Yes, June
All
26th.
right. So June 26th from 1 to 5, join the Olympic run at 3:30 and bring out your best athletic sportswear. But we have to say goodbye, and thank you both so much for coming in this morning. We'll be back with the YMCA A Walk with Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Staying active.
Yeah.